Pillar writes, this information is requested so we can see if Melanie has any financial gain from your death, basically, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that creates motive for Melanie. I guess it's fair area for him to talk about in general, but it's also a fair area for you to talk to the detective about what areas they investigated. But let me hear the state's response.
Judge, obviously that's a conglomeration of emails, so I don't know that that fully covers everything. Two, the defendant has never raised a third-party defense. I'm not sure if she's trying to say that this was all Melani Boudreaux, but that is actually an open investigation that is still ongoing. The state has, obviously in trial, referred to her as an active member of this conspiracy. So I'm not sure if she's trying to admit that or just question him if he was providing information to the police. But the last thing I will, there is still an open investigation against Melani Boudreaux, and so many of that information might relate to that case, or it might also relate to the Tammy Daybell case, because there was information about that, as well as the Charles Vallow case. So to infer that all of those conversations related solely to this defendant, this incident, October 2nd, is probably a little disingenuous.
You intending to enter that as an exhibit, or just were you asked to provide information that Melanie might have a motive?
I would like to admit it.
I don't know that there's anything in it that's particularly misleading or anything like that to the jury. I don't know how relevant it is, but I think to the extent that there may have been some questions about Melanie's participation and whether or not she had a motive are relevant. It's the state's response, I guess.
I guess I'm asking now, is she doing that? Obviously, I have a right to know before the trial ends if that's an active defense she's asking for.
I am not, Your Honor. I'm trying to say the connection that I've been accused of with Melanie connects me to Melanie. So that's why I'm trying to establish how am I connected. I didn't have a financial gain here. This is the financial gain through Melanie. This is conversations between the detective and Brandon.
We are trying to keep out much of that. So I guess, again, if we're going to start going into motives, then have prior instance of the defendant having financial gain in the previous trial that we did here. So if we want to go into the whole overarching financial scheme and cult activities, then we can do that. But again, the state had decided not to bring in any of that.
I'll think about it.